Hey guys, welcome to the 4th episode of Never Offside with Julie and Kat. Today we're going to be joined by Nick Suzuki's fiance, Caitlin Fitzgerald from Montreal. So we'll get to her in a little bit. We have a million questions, Julie, for her.
Yeah, the questions came in by the boatloads.
Yeah, Montreal showed up and asked us a bunch of questions. So very excited to talk to her. But yeah, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was really, we had a low-key weekend, I would say. Not much to report. You were kind of all over the place. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I went to LA for a friend's birthday. And then last night was the Sharks charity event, which coincidentally is a wine tasting. So, you know
Fun.
me. That works out quite well for me. And it was really fun. And there were all these different wineries from Napa that were there, and we had some funny auction items. And
I saw Tyler trying to bid on hanging out with the kids on the team.
The children.
Yeah.
So Will and Macklin had an auction item going to a Warriors game with them. So Ty really wanted it, and he tried, but then the number got a little too steep for our for our budget. So
he was just playing the game. He was just trying to get people riled up to bid more, and then
I mean, something cool was our table actually won it. We had a table that was really going for the auction items, which made it exhilarating when they won.
Yeah, I love that. How fun! What a good idea.
Yeah, it was fun. There was like a ring toss with wine bottles. The Sharks did a really good job. So it was very fun. Something that I actually wanted to kick off the show with, Quickie.
Oh my gosh.
Excited. Oh my god.
Yes. Jonathan Quick, I think I read the first US goalie to win
400 games.
Amazing.
I know. And honestly, they're just the best people. The Quicks are a family in this world where they're just the best. They take you in, they entertain you, they get the teams together, whatever team they're on. I miss them every day in LA, but then when we were in Jersey last year, we got to hang out with them all the time in Connecticut. So we celebrated like every holiday with them last season, which was just phenomenal. And I'm so excited for Jackie and just the whole family.
Just a huge accomplishment. I don't even know them. I just know them through you and through just the hockey world itself. The only way Jackie and I are connected is via Kat has put me into their fantasy football league for the last 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
And Jackie has the best banter within our fantasy football league group chat, I will say.
Yeah, Jackie's a New Yorker, so she's unfiltered.
I love it. And I love our little side friendship because of you. I just think she is one of the real ones, and you can just tell just from afar, like you said, they bring everybody together no matter, where it is. So yeah, it's so cool. And congrats to that family. That is so rad.
It's just fun to celebrate good people, right?
Truly, truly.
All right. Well, coming up next is another really great person, Caitlin, Nick Suzuki's fiance, Fitzgerald.
All right. And we're back with Caitlin, soon to be Suzuki. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Caitlin.
Thanks for having me.
Not gonna lie, we got so many questions for you that we could probably just write this episode off and just ask you.
Really?
I know.
Questions.
Honestly, we could just pull up our phones. We could sit here and we could be like, so-and-so wants to know what your favorite place to eat at is in Montreal. So let's start with that.
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, as you guys know, we have way too many good restaurants here. I think Nick and I's go-to favorite kind of, oh my god, we need to go here and bring people here is that Greek restaurant Milos.
Yeah.
Oh, I
so
never
good.
got there. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 10 out of 10 every time.
The crispy zucchini chip things with the dip. Oh, so good.
Amazing.
You guys go to Tavern on the Square quite a bit too, right?
Oh yeah, that's also a Tuesday night. They do burgers, and the guys love that after the game.
After the game, the burgers.
Yeah.
Gosh, that is one thing I miss about Montreal is the food scene. I just feel like that restaurant and community is just
It's crazy.
one of a kind. Like they just take care of you like your family. And
Yeah.
it's like you said, there's too many spots to name there. It's just so
And they keep
so good.
opening up. And we're always like, we have like lists and lists.
I know.
And we've lived here for how many years? And we still have places like we're dying to go to all the time.
I mean, shout out to Mandy's for getting us through the pandemic, all of us. That was
Right?
Honestly, gosh.
They're
Oh,
the
what a
best.
year.
I'm
What
wearing actually a Bernie
Oh!
beignet.
Perfect
Oh
setup.
my God.
I do dream
That's
about
so
a Bernie beignet donut every now and
So
then.
good.
Let's get into it though. So I was actually having to go do a little Google search on the timing of all of it when Nick got traded from Vegas to Montreal in 2018. What was he, 19 years old? Was I doing the math?
Yeah.
And were you guys together? That you guys are like high school
Yes.
sweethearts.
Yeah, we were together. I remember I was in college at the time, so I was asleep at home peacefully. And Nick calls me and like it was like 1 a.m. our time, and I'm literally like, why the F are you calling me? I have school in the morning. He's like, I got traded. I'm like, what? Traded where? What? You've never set foot on the NHL ice in your life. I'm like, what is going on? His parents, his family, they were all in Vegas. They had bought like thousands of dollars worth of merch.
Oh, because
Yeah,
this was like
happens.
before a season started. His first NHL
Yes.
season was going to be in Las Vegas for, what was that, their inaugural season? Or second?
Or the second, I think. It's hard to remember now looking back, but he was there for like their rookie camp, like in the fall, something like that.
Okay.
And they were like, a bunch of them went, got all this merch, like jerseys, like stuff for the house, for his room. Bam. So they went and returned it. They let them return it all.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a success story.
Yeah. All like Suzuki on it, like the whole nines. Like some of this, we kept a jersey or two, but yeah, it was crazy.
Wild.
that is
so then
so wild.
so run it back. You were together at this time. A lot of people
Yeah.
want to know how you guys met.
It's kind of like very 2016 of us, but we met through social media. I knew Nick's brother before I knew him, just through friends. And it was literally like a Snapchat love story, which is very sad to say, but I was
It's
16,
not-
Nick was 17. That's just kind of how it was. And
That's
I
just
mean,
how
that's the
love
modern.
works.
That's modern day.
I mean,
Yeah,
I feel
right?
like Kat and Ty, somewhat, it was like the DMs were a situation there. So
yeah.
right?
I got hit up in the DMs after we met, but like
Yeah.
our relationship started on Instagram. So
Jeff and I
Yeah.
met in ancient times when social media wasn't even a thing. Oh my gosh. I don't even
That's
think when
funny.
we got married, Instagram had just become a thing. And one of my like New York friends, like she was up with the times, she posted a picture of our wedding and she put like the sepia filter on it. And we
Oh my
thought
God,
it
I
was
remember
like
that.
the coolest thing ever. I was like, what is this? I want to print this photo out. Like it's so
That's
pretty.
so funny.
And then Instagram blew up after that, which
Yeah,
I'm quite
pretty much.
thankful that
Yeah.
I didn't have to do that. But so you met via high school / Snapchat,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the rest is history. So he gets traded to Montreal, and y'all are 19 years old.
I think his first season actually playing, I would have been, yeah, he was 19, because my birthday's in February, so I would have been turning 19.
Okay. And so he's in playing, and then you are living at home finishing university.
Yeah.
And when do you move to Montreal?
Well, ladies, I made the move during the COVID year. For some crazy
that was
reason.
your first year. Oh my god, you and
Yeah.
Emily. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
that was a crazy. We talk about that all the time. What were we thinking? I was thinking my school went online and this is going to be great.
Yeah, and then you didn't want to be alone, so you're with
Right.
your
I actually
bestie.
I didn't know that about you. I obviously knew that about Evans, but I didn't know that that was your first full.
That was also my first full season. Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
what a season.
Yeah, wow. I don't actually think I knew that either, but we had known each other from you visiting
Yeah.
or whatnot before, and
Yeah.
all of it's just a blur now. I just remember
Same. I
swinging
agree.
by and picking you up to some of the games, dropping you off, and
Yeah.
talking about your cats and your,
Yeah.
your jobs and all the things like
Yeah.
that. And then you're like, I think I'm gonna make the move officially. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's time becomes a blur when
Yes.
you live all of these years together. Kat and I
Yeah.
go back and forth, and we're like, we got to go check the camera roll. Like, what year was that?
Oh my
That's-
God.
People
Yeah,
ask me how long Nick's been playing for, and I'm like, I have no idea. I don't remember.
What is the answer? Can you give us the
Yeah,
answer?
do we know?
4, 5, 6 years.
Just all
I think
short
it's
of a
that COVID
decade.
year. It's that COVID year that throws me right off, and I'm like, it's been a while. We've been
Yeah.
here for a bit,
That COVID year that they went to the Stanley Cup Finals, and we were all just
Yeah.
right?
what?
Where we
Right?
all became soul sisters for life.
Yeah.
It really does make me laugh when I go back and look at the photos of us with Burge, and we're all with our masks on, and we're all so excited, but we're also like, this is wild.
What the
Like,
heck? Yeah.
Yeah, God. So funny. Ever since we confirmed you being on this podcast, my Twitter and Instagram algorithm is cats. Like I keep getting like funny cat memes, and normally
That's
I get
so funny.
normally my algorithm is dogs, right? But now I'm getting
Yeah.
cats. So a
Yeah.
lot of people wanted to know about your very chic cats.
Yeah, my 2 little children, they're my favorite. Yeah, we got our first one during like that year that I made the move, because I was like, I'm gonna go insane if I don't have something to care for.
Yeah.
Besides myself, because we couldn't go anywhere. So we got our first one, Milo, that year, and then we got Leo 2 summers ago. And they're best friends, and
Do you
They're
ever
great.
get because I remember like when you first ask people like, oh, do you have any pets? And they like admit that they're a cat person. Do you ever, you know what I mean? It's like the thing that you're like,
oh yeah,
yeah, we have cats. And it's like, oh, you're a cat
oh
person.
yeah,
But then, so I admittedly was like, I was a little shocked. I was like, oh, your cat. I would totally peg you as dog people, whatever.
yeah.
And then it makes so much sense that you guys have cats. It's like y'all's demeanor. You and Nick both have the calmest demeanor that it's like and your cats, like our cat said,
Yeah.
like they're just these chic, like
Yeah.
They're
calm,
beautiful.
quiet little,
Thank
you
you.
know, and like it just makes sense now. But I just laugh at. I remember asking you the first time, like, do you have pets? And you're like, yeah, we have a cat. And I was like,
Oh yeah, a lot of people are like, oh,
yeah.
cats. But I grew up with cats my whole life. We always
Yeah.
had 2 cats at a time. Like we always had like a stray here, a stray there. We always had 2 cats. So when I moved to Montreal, I'm like looking around. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
kind of boring in here with no animals. Nick had never had any animals before. They just didn't have time growing
So you
up.
just made him a cat person.
I was like, we're getting a cat. He was like, okay.
Great.
And
And
now we
just
have
for the
2.
record, I'm not knocking cats. I'm just allergic to cats. So when I'm
A lot of
around
people
them,
are.
yeah, I just start sneezing. So it's
Yeah,
like
but some people really hate cats, which is fair enough. I get it.
I don't know.
So can you tell us about the charity that you guys work with dogs, and is there a dog in the future because of it?
Ah, that's a little bit of a secret, but
Oh.
yes, there is. Nick has been working with them for like the last 3 or 4 years now, and I've kind of taken like a backseat to it in a sense where like Nick's the ambassador, so I was kind of there, kind of watching the whole thing unfold. But I've really gotten to know the family, and they're amazing people. Everyone who works for the foundation is absolutely amazing, but we fostered a little golden retriever, Ruby, in the summer for 5 days, just out of a fluke. John, he runs the foundation with his family. He sent me a photo of her. We just landed from Europe. Kat, we saw you there. We just landed, and he sends me a photo, and I was like, of course we'll take her. Of course. She was with a family, whatever. It wasn't a great situation. She got dropped at like the SPCA here, which is essentially like the shelter. And we had her for 5 days, fell in love, and maybe she's going to be in our future. We'll find out.
Oh
that's
my
so
goodness.
exciting.
Yes.
And
So-
it's the Assista Foundation.
Yeah. So she's actually like been training to be a facility service dog, which is what all their dogs do. So I might also have been doing that since the fall. So yeah, we'll see.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so fun. And
And
Ruby
what's
gets
the-
along with the kitty cats.
Yeah, she's an angel. She really is. And my cats love dogs. So I might
There you
have a
go.
zoo here soon. You never know.
I support a zoo.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I
Um,
love it.
So Montreal, obviously, it's one of the craziest places for the guys to play. It's the best fan base. It's wild, and Nick was named captain. So can you tell us just what that was like for you guys?
I think honestly, it was insane in the best way possible. And also, this was what, 2 years ago now. Like, we were so young. We are young. A lot of the vets were kind of phasing out. We only had a few left, and I just think it's surreal, but it's also, it's been amazing. It really has. But yeah, I think at the start I was like, holy shit, for lack of better words. And
You can say it.
Yeah, you can say
yeah,
anything.
it was pretty crazy. I can't lie. Nick is definitely amazing and so deserving, and I think they made a great choice. Obviously, I'm biased, but yeah, it's been a whirlwind the last few years, like figuring out, going from being the young people to kind of leading a team on both sides. This comes with leading the girls as well, which is a blast. But yeah, I think in both sides of it, it's a big task to take on when you're like 22 years old. So
Well, you've
Yeah.
done a phenomenal job.
Thank
Watching
you.
from afar, you've done so much great stuff, and you've really immersed yourself. So
I learned from the best of you guys.
I couldn't agree more. And like you said, the timing of it, it was like the writing was on the wall, like the natural fit, and making a young guy that was going to be there for the test of time. It only made sense, but I can only imagine like how scary taking on that role is in any market, but in Montreal, it's magnified. And I
Yeah.
love how you touched on, like, from the get-go, you realize that there's a responsibility for you too, for leading the wives. And like Kat said, like from afar, watching you do it. And obviously, like, I wouldn't say Angela wasn't like technically a captain's wife, but she was. I mean, she owned a lot of it, that like handing over the baton, just because I'm
Yeah.
with her all the time, just hearing firsthand how she's just like, Caitlin Suzuki frickin' rocks. Like, she just took this on, and she's going, like, she just felt like
That's so
at
sweet.
ease, almost like handing it over, because it is like
Yeah.
okay, like, good. And just watching, like Kat said, it has been such a joy, like watching you just take all the girls under your wings and put your own
Appreciate
spin on it too, like
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
the younger, things change, times change, and
Yeah.
you're
What
a
are some-
natural.
well, yeah,
you.
very much. What are some things you've learned through it all?
I think, well, I'll never forget the day Ange looked at me. We were in a suite for some sort of event at the Bell Center, and she looked at me and goes, do you want to take on the Wives Fund? She basically was telling me I was taking on the Wives Fund. I looked at her, I was like,
Yeah.
do I? I was like, of course I will. That was a big learning thing. But yeah, I just think it's been crazy. I think I learned from all of you guys. Like Nick's first season, I was 19. You guys were all kind of leading the way. I think you learn and grow through. And a big help was Shannon Allen before she left, sadly, too. She was kind of my last little soldier to help me out. So she really helped me out big
She's
time with
such
just,
a good soundboard.
and she's great at getting people together and just the whole thing. Like, I took the Wives Fund we had here before, and then I took what she used actually in St. Louis, and I kind of meshed things together, and you kind of see what works and what doesn't. And yeah, it's going well.
And
How-
for
go ahead.
people don't know what the Wives Fund might be.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
just let's just give a little go on what the Wives Fund is.
Basically, it's for us to have our own little fun for baby showers, bachelorettes, like all the little kind of things, girls' nights that it might be for. But yeah, it's just like the fun that all of us kind of pay into each year, and it truly is like a part of being on the team. It's something for us, and we've had a baby shower, we had a bachelorette this year so far, and trade gifts, as you guys know, sadly.
I've quite a few trade gifts. I'm actually
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Montreal necklace right now, actually, because
That's funny.
it's quite a lucky necklace. So I wear it a lot. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
How do you
Yeah,
think?
it's crazy.
How do you think with the pressure that comes with playing in Montreal and then being the captain and the captain's fiance, soon to be wife. How do you think like you balance Nick and vice versa? Like he balances you? Because I know like it's easy to get worked up on our side of things because you take on so much responsibility.
Yeah, I think I'm very protective of Nick in a sense where he's so, you guys know him, he's so calm, so cool, so collected. Like, I always make the joke that I think someone could like punch Nick and he'd just be like, and like walk away. Like, that's the running joke. He is like, he's so helpful. Like, if there's anything that I'm unsure about on the girl's side or like even the wife's side, like as simple as like helping with the money, he does it. Like, he's very helpful. And I think on my side of things, it's like he's learned to like leave things at the rink. Not in a bad way, in a sense that like that might have sucked. That game sucked. I didn't play well. Whatever it was, comes home and it's like, we'll talk about it for 5-10 minutes, cut it off. And then it's like what happened there isn't, like it's,
He's very, very mature, that Nick.
Yeah, he is.
Has he always been that way? Like just calm, mature, collected, like.
Yeah.
It's truly one of a kind. Like, honestly, seeing him when he would come over and play with our kids and stuff, that would be like the time that I'm like, oh, he is a child. Like, he can let loose. He's playing Nerf guns with my kids. He's like, he actually is 20 years old,
Yeah.
It's because being around him, he's just such an old, calm soul, like, which I can see why he's so good at what he does. So.
Yeah. I appreciate that too. Like, I'm an old soul. We're both old souls. I think that's also where we balance each other out because we're both like 85 years old at heart. And
I love that. You've got priorities set straight already, which leads to success, I think.
I think you told me one time that Nick is just good at everything too.
He is. It's really annoying. So I don't like to play games with him.
Okay, so like, let's nitpick. What is one thing he's not good at? Like, he's got to be not good at something. Like, can he cook?
Cooking.
Okay, there we go.
Ooh.
He
Wow.
sucks at cooking.
You know what? He can cook, not that well. If I was like, Nick, make dinner, he'd make dinner. But I prefer to eat what I make.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's
well,
funny. One of the videos I went back to look at of us was when we did the Squid Games. And Nick was the only one that won. We all would have died.
Every time. That's what I'm saying. No matter what it is, he always wins, and it's so annoying. Like, I won't play Scrabble with him. I don't like playing games with him at all because it's just annoying.
That is annoying.
I'm very competitive.
I live with one of those too, and it's just quite frustrating. But from a competitive soul. Did you grow up playing sports? I don't think I know that about you.
Yeah, I was actually a super competitive gymnast.
Oh wow!
For most of my life. Yeah. I quit when I was like 13, 14 it was crazy. I was training like 25 hours a week, like 5 days a week. Like, it was insane. I would have to skip school on Thursdays. And then I did competitive cheerleading for 4 years, I think. Like, I traveled all over the States and I did that. I kind of dabbled in like track and field and long distance running when I was younger. Yeah, I played a lot of sports like throughout my elementary and high school years.
What was your main event as a gymnast?
We did all four. So what was I best at? Probably floor. Hated beam. That's a sport though that is not for the weak. I think it builds so much character, but holy crap, the anxiety was an all-time high when I was a child. So I loved it, but I didn't love it enough to like stick with it for.
I just watched the gymnast from UCLA. I think Bob. Can you tell me her name? Jordan Childs. Jordan. Childs.
Yeah.
I just watched her floor routine from a meet the other day, and it was like to a mashup of Michael Jackson. It was so insane, and watching the crowd that's at a UCLA meet was like, oh my God, this is incredible. And it just takes me back to, and then my kids walk up and they're like, are you watching the Olympics? I'm like, essentially.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy sport.
So you have something very big coming up. Can we talk about your wedding?
Of course.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
We've told you that before, but we're very excited for you guys.
The royal wedding. The royal wedding is coming up.
Julie and I are dubbing your wedding the royal wedding.
I mean, honestly, you just look in the spotlight that you're in. It's the captain of the Montreal Canadiens. I mean,
I'm excited.
it is going to be just incredible. How has like planning been going? All the things, the challenges of like picking the date and not making sure it's on somebody else's date that you're close to, because we all share the same friends.
Yeah. I learned that I'm not a wedding person. Not that I think the whole like planning and the whole everything that goes into it is like not for me. I've never like dreamed of a wedding. I've dreamed of like the person I'm going to marry, but not, like I'm not a wedding person. So I kind of realized that through the process, but my wedding planner has been absolutely amazing. They do everything. I just kind of write emails saying yes, no, maybe so. Like, I say what I feel, and then that's pretty much it. We picked most of our stuff. I have my dresses and stuff, so.
Dresses?
Yes, I have 2 dresses.
Wow.
I do. Yeah.
I can't wait. Who do we think is going to be the first person to have their shirt off at this wedding? Because we all know hockey weddings, it turns into just anything
I don't
goes.
know what takes over at hockey weddings. I look over and his shirt's gone. And I'm like,
oh, so we
where
think
did that
Nick
go?
maybe. Nick might have.
I literally wouldn't put it past him at all.
Just
So
get
we'll
past
see.
some of the pictures. Let's get some good photos first, and then
That's what I said.
tarps off.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I said.
a veteran move is just to take your shirt off so that it doesn't get ripped in front of
Right.
everyone.
Right?
Just a little tip. Our best photos at our wedding, Ty is shirtless with just a tie on, and it just is so embarrassing. And that's why I don't really throw back a lot of photos from my wedding. So I feel like maybe make sure you
That's
get
so
those
fun.
photos in before.
Beforehand. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good call.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
That's
See,
my main tip.
our wedding wasn't a hockey wedding yet because we were just like Jeff was just in the league. Like we didn't really invite any hockey people except from college. And so it just didn't really get that out of control. But our worst photos, which before Instagram, before social media, and I deemed them that was we wore cowboy boots. He wore cowboy boots and his feet, I guess, were hurting. So he had his shoes off by the end of the night and he was just wearing like Nike socks. And I was like, so there's like all of our photos and he's got like just these white like tennis socks on.
Oh,
and I'm
man.
like, really?
No,
like,
it's just a thing. You got to get those photos in before something goes
That's
awry.
so good.
yeah.
That's good to know. I never would have thought of that, to be honest.
Just get the pictures in and then all hell can break loose and you'll be fine.
What are you most excited for with the wedding? Like from all the planning, like what's been something that's been really exciting?
I honestly think it's like all the people who are coming. I think to get everyone together from like different eras of hockey, essentially, like our first year, who we have now, like people who have been traded, like maybe some people who aren't in the league anymore. Like I think getting everyone back together and also meshing that with our like closest family and friends, who it's just going to be so like to have everyone in one space together is like my dream come true. I pretty much am like looking forward to the party aspect of it, and I know it's going to be so much fun, so I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm excited to have a reason to come to Montreal in the summer
Right?
and hang out with all of you guys.
Right?
It's just going to be the best.
Yes,
I can
yeah, I'm
already.
excited.
I love having something this summer to like bookmark the summer. Like this is what we build this summer, and we have a couple weddings this year, and I'm like, great.
Yeah.
I'm going to build everything else around it.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
How was your bachelorette? It looked crazy.
It was a blast. We went to Aspen, me and all my girlfriends. It was the trip of a lifetime. Everyone was like, that was probably the best week of my life. And everyone said too, the snowmobiling was their favorite part. And that was actually mine too. Out of all things, it was the snowmobiling. It was absolutely beautiful. The ranch that we did it with they were amazing. Our 2 tour guides were like a blast. They like had the best time with us. And my friends were making crazy jokes the whole time. So,
I
that
loved
definitely,
how you guys had how all the girls had the matching
Oh, it was so fun.
snowmobile suit or just snowsuits. Like the teal. It was
so cute.
So cute. Everything
Yeah.
was picture perfect.
Yeah, I hired a company and they did like an amazing job because me and my maid of honor started out planning it, and then we're like, this is a lot. And
Yeah.
I was like, screw it. And I found this company on Instagram. They're called Batch to Basic.
Oh.
11 out of 10. Like, if you ever, amazing.
Oh
They
my-
killed it. They did everything there. They did the snowsuits, like everything. It was amazing.
Wait, that is so cool. I'm going to note that for
Yeah.
somebody else's bachelor.
Right? Yeah, it was amazing.
Julie, where was your bachelorette?
My bachelor was
Yeah.
in Austin, Texas.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. And there's nothing really to show for it except we had a heck of a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I found one of the dresses. I was cleaning out something the other day and I found one of the dresses. I was like, the last time I wore this was on my bachelorette party. I think it's time I can donate
Wow.
this. Yeah. Super fun. Kat, what did you do?
I went to Miami with all my best
Oh,
girlfriends.
so fun.
Oh.
Yeah, it
That's
was
so fun.
We did everything. We started out really classy and like went to the Versace mansion the first night and looked all pretty, and then we ended
Then it
it
was
just
like-
being crazy
Yeah, it's like
in the
a-
swamp. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like, it's always a downward.
yeah, we got like a good couple pictures in, and then we literally ended the bachelorette on a gator boat with like trucker hats
Shut
on.
up. A
It was-
gator boat?
That's so fun.
It was my dream. It was so fun.
It
We were
was
just
That's so fun.
drinking tall boys in the swamp, and it was
Yeah.
just it was great. So
Well, that
That's so fun.
that sounds like an upcoming break that we all have here coming next week. I just always like to default and call it All-Star break, but now
Same.
I can say like bye week, but now we're going to call it Four Nations break. I don't know. That seems like a little bit of a tongue twister. Do you guys have any plans for that?
We're going to Miami actually with our Nick's best friend. He plays on Utah, and we're really good. I'm really good friends with his girlfriend as well, so we're meeting them there. We don't really get to see them that much through the hockey season.
That's so fun.
She was on my bachelorette, but I'm really, really excited. So we're going to be with them for about 5 days. So yeah, we're excited.
did you say Utah?
No, sorry, he plays on Utah.
So
he's Nick's best friend from junior hockey, but he plays on Utah now. So the schedules never align for us to really see them, obviously, during the season, except Nick saw him a couple weeks ago when he was there. But I'm really excited to see them both. So yeah, we're going to spend the week with
Miami.
them.
There's I think there's a Milos in Miami, right?
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
So you can take that show on the road.
Right?
I'll send you the link to the gator boat because I fully recommend it, and I think that they
That's
would be.
so fun.
It might be like snowmobiling. It might turn into just
right?
the best,
part
part.
of our trip.
The best part about it.
That's so funny.
I mean,
went
it's a
on a
very
gator
good
boat.
time. Speaking of friends in the hockey world, we got a lot of questions about Cole and how often
Oh.
he's at your house.
Surprisingly, not so much anymore, but it's because he lives with Devo. Him and Devo live together. Christian Dvorak, as I call him Devo. That's not his name, but I call him that to his girlfriend as well. So once the guys get the nicknames going, it's really hard to call them by their full name. It feels weird almost.
This has been
but
a topic on this podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So him and Devo are together. I think they're like a married couple. They're together all the time.
So is Devo babysitting him? You would say he's his babysitter?
I would say close enough.
Because everybody's been wondering who's watching after Cole. You know, it's all of his babysitters. The Weidmans have left. We
Yeah.
left. And it's like, oh, who's taking care of him? So that's funny. Devo, way
Yeah.
to go.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your guys' favorite things to do in Montreal that like you people wouldn't assume? Like other than the restaurants, other than just, you know, like
I honestly, it sounds silly, but like, this is more, I guess, when the weather's nice, but like, we renovated our house for like 2.5 years. We finally moved in the spring, and we are obsessed with our neighborhood, and we're like out walking all the time, more so obviously when it's nice out. But they just opened a Cafe Olympico, which is our favorite cafe in the world, down the street. So honestly, and then we have this little fruit store that we go to. It's just like, it's our dream. So I honestly think just like being in our house and like able to like go out in the neighborhood and like enjoy what like kind of our neighborhood has to offer has been amazing. And you know, if we get the dog, potentially maybe some dog walks. We have some really nice areas for that around here. So
I love that.
you guys are such old souls.
that's what I'm saying. You're like, we don't really do anything crazy. I think it really is like we're like 85 years old at heart.
You're
so.
speaking to my soul. I know exactly what you're talking about, and it was my favorite thing to do too. It's just
Yeah.
Same.
And Kat, you can attest. Kat got
Yeah.
30,000 steps a day
Steps
in
a day,
Montreal.
yeah.
So she knows exactly.
Yeah.
I miss Mount Royal every day. I really do.
Oh,
It's
so
just
nice, yeah.
the best.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Well, let's finish here with some quick. What are we calling this? Quick shootout questions.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Scared.
No, don't be scared. What are you watching these days?
Probably everything, but right now I'm on Night Agent.
Night Agent. What's that on?
It's a Netflix show. It's really good. Nick and I were watching it, but then he's gone, so I just kept going without him.
You just keep going.
But I'm a
Toxic
big
trait.
Real Housewives girl.
Yeah.
As are we.
All the Real Housewives, yeah, that's kind of that's a constant below deck. But I think Night Agent was I'm watching right now.
Okay. Kat, do you have one?
Well, I'll spin off that. What's your favorite Housewives? Like
New
franchise?
Jersey. Well, it was. I think Salt Lake City now. New Jersey is kind of, right now, but Salt Lake City I think like takes the cake for the last few seasons.
Yeah, because they're absolutely unhinged.
Right? It's great. It's great.
Okay. Controversial, but Justin or Blake? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I'm like, what are you talking about? Yes, I do. I feel like I haven't looked enough into it yet. I need to like do a deep dive. But at first everyone was for Blake, now everyone's for Justin. So I think I have to go with Justin.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Right.
TBD. Like let the
Right?
whole
We're going to
thing
find
play
out. Mm-hmm.
Other than Housewives, what's your guilty pleasure?
I feel like taking baths for way too long.
That's a good
I'm
one.
on
That's
that page.
like-
I love that.
That's like my like, oh, I'm going to have a bath for like an hour and a half tonight. It's bad, but sometimes
amazing.
that's what I do. Mm-hmm.
Nick's like, I'll see you in 3 hours.
Pretty much. I'm like, have fun on your video games. I'm going to go have a bath.
And what is your favorite thing in your makeup drawer right now?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I think the House Labs foundation.
House Labs found. See, I'm gonna take
It's
notes
really good.
from this.
Yeah, I'm not a makeup girly, so
Yeah.
It's really good.
Well,
I
there are
love
so many
makeup.
comments in our questions about like your makeup secrets and like your tips. Who does your lashes? Like everybody wants to know what
Oh,
you're
really?
doing, girl. And I
That's
agree.
such a nice
'cause
compliment.
You're always glowing. You're always looking top notch. Your hair,
so
everything.
nice.
yeah, a lot of the questions weren't questions; they were just compliments of you. So
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so nice. That just made my day.
Well,
All right.
we just cannot thank you enough for coming on and chit-chatting with us. I feel like it's like old times just sitting there.
I know. I miss you guys.
I know. We miss
I'll be
you.
there. I'll be there this month because the Sharks play there. So
Oh.
yeah, so I'll
let
see
me
you.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
That was so fun talking to Caitlin and just reliving the good times in Montreal. I cannot believe she actually did not know that she moved there though during the COVID year. That
Was news. That was news to me. I had no idea that she was new there. I just figured they were there forever or something. I don't know.
yeah, but so fun, and just the fact how Nick and her really have taken the captaincy under their wing and turned it into their own, and they're really doing something special there.
Yeah, she is just so mature. I mean, Emily told me she was like, she's the most mature person here, like on the whole
Yeah.
entire team organization. She's just
Well-
just like wise beyond her years. All right, so I'm excited about our Instagram that
Yeah.
we just started.
Go follow us. It's a new place for all the clips to live. I think we were both getting peppered of like, where can we see this? Not everybody watches on YouTube, so go give Never Offside Pod a follow.
At Never Offside Pod, and that's where we're gonna post the majority of our clips and just highlights from the previous episodes with Angela Price, Eric Stone Street, Garzy, like all those.
Gary Bettman. Yeah, we got to dig up the clips from Gary's episode in studio. So
Uncle
go check
Gary.
those out. And yeah, follow again like you do when you listen to podcasts on whatever platform. Follow, like, and share, please, and thank you.